Kucinich bill, which basically required 15-day withdrawal from Libya, um, in opposition to like the Boehner bill. Boehner's bill was just basically weak, dog. Just more fluff pieces and shit, but basically condoning the unconstitutional action of Obama by taking this country to war in Libya, despite his depiction of it being a kinetic military action. You know what I'm saying? That's all fucking. That's bullshit. But this is the honorable list of those who stood up for the Constitution during this debate. But let's not get it twisted. These people don't always vote in favor of the Constitution. But on this issue, they deserve some praise. They deserve our support on this bill as well. Timothy Johnson, Republican from Illinois. Gerald Nadler, the Democrat from New York. Ted Poe, Republican from Texas. Lynn Woolsey, Democrat from California. Walter Jones, Republican from North Carolina. Jason Chaffetz, Republican from Utah. Your boy Ron Paul, Republican from Texas. Jeff Flake, Republican from Arizona. Barney Frank, questionable character, but he stood on the right issue this time. Democrat from Massachusetts. Steve Sutherland, Republican from Florida. Pete Stark, Democrat from California. Michael Capuano, Democrat from Massachusetts. Brad Sherman, Democrat from California. And the sponsor of the bill, Dennis Kucinich, man, shouts out. Democrat from Ohio, dude. He's like the Democrats' equivalent to Ron Paul. So, I mean, I'm a big Dennis Kucinich supporter as well. You know, it's not about party. It's not about Democrat versus Republican. It's about principles and ideals. And most of all, the Constitution, you know. So, shout out to Dennis Kucinich for putting the bill up for vote or for debate. And this is the dishonorable list. This is the list of the motherfuckers you need to vote the fuck out of office, dude. First in line is Howard Berman, Democrat from California. Buck McKeon, Republican, California. Mike Rogers, Republican from Michigan. James Moran. Or is that Moron? James Moran, Democrat from Virginia. We'll get back to him. Jeff Fortenberry, Republican from Nebraska. Norman Dix, Democrat from Washington. Adam Kinzinger, Republican from Illinois. That's your dishonorable list. And what I noticed about this debate was those who opposed this bill. Each person who spoke took up roughly about 3 minutes each. You know what I mean? But it's because there had to have been so few people against this bill. You know what I mean? Because basically, if you're gonna vote against the Constitution on record, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna want to do that, and not too many people are willing to do that. But I mean, this list of dishonorable people in Congress right now, you know what I'm saying? It should at least wake up some people. If they're representing you in your district, I strongly suggest you get these motherfuckers the fuck out of office, because I mean, those in support of the bill, the Kucinich bill, it was basically, you know, not all of them are they don't have the best voting records. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have records like voting records like Ron Paul and shit, where they're constantly, continuously voting on principle in favor of the Constitution and individual rights and shit like that. But at least this time they stood up for the right things. You know what I'm saying? But even the honorable list that I made, you know, like, you might want to go and check them out and check their voting records and see if they have some unfavorable votes. And if they do, if their votes are in question, vote them motherfuckers out too. You know what I'm saying? But as far as this dishonorable list that I made of the people who voted against the Kucinich bill, it's just, I mean, it's disheartening, dude. It really is, because these people, basically what they're saying is, yeah, we want to give the president all the power to take the country to war without consulting Congress, despite the fact that it's in blatant contradiction to the Constitution. And almost each and every one of these people who stood up and opposed the Kucinich bill, they did it in a way to where they could be seen as begrudgingly voting against it. Like, oh yeah, sure, the president was wrong. yeah, I mean, he should have consulted us based off of the War Powers Act, and but you know, we're there. We're already there, so we can't just abruptly pull out. But Ron Paul he put it best. You know what I mean? Look, he had time to consult the Arab League. He had time to consult the UN, the African Union, but he didn't make the time to consult the People's Congress. You know what I mean? The representatives of you, me, and every other American citizen. You know what I mean? He didn't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? And what they're saying is, oh well, sure, that's wrong, but hey, you know, we'll try to do it better next time. You know what I mean? No, there can't be a next time, because once the precedent is set, once it's set, it's just continually repeated. I mean, look at the War Powers Act in general. You know what I mean? Granting a president 60 days of war authorization before he has to consult Congress alone is unconstitutional on its face. You know what I mean? Just for the fact that Congress is the only constitutional authority to take the nation to war. You know what I mean? And to me, the War Powers Act is in direct contradiction to that alone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even agree with the War Powers Act. I don't even agree with giving a president 60 days to conduct acts of war before he comes to Congress to ask for an authorization or a declaration. You know what I mean? And you look at the precedents that's been set with that. You know what I mean? Like the War Powers Act was set up back in the 60s and shit, and since then every president has used it. You know what I mean? So I mean, I just want to say thanks to all the congressmen who stood up, man, who stood up and said, nah, this is dangerous. It's literally dangerous, dude. And not only is it dangerous, it's just from an economic standpoint, it is fucking ridiculous for Obama to take us to a third war when we already have our troops stretched to the brink. You know what I mean? Like in Afghanistan and Iraq, and in my opinion, both unconstitutional wars. You know what I mean? So if you guys haven't watched the debate, man, I want to encourage you guys to go and search it and look it up. Watch it on YouTube because it's out there. And just look at the disingenuous argument those opposed to the Kucinich bill were making. It's so ridiculous. They're saying, oh well, what about the way it's gonna make us look to our allies in NATO? And I'm like, yo, fuck NATO, fuck the allies. You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't give a damn about the procedures that we have set in our country for our congressman and our commander-in-chief, you know what I'm saying? They're basically saying fuck you to us. You know what I'm saying? So if it's fuck us, yo, fuck them. You know what I mean? We got people starving in our country. We got people losing their houses through mortgage fraud. The banking cartels that have taken over the fucking country. You know what I mean? And this president that's sitting in office right now is complicit in the whole thing. Fucking complicit. He's had Wall Street's back since day one, since he got into office, man. And I'm telling you, dude, you dumb motherfucker. I'm telling you, you're gonna be a one-term president, dude. And I mean, I hope to God you are a one-term president. I hope to God people, the black people especially, I hope they don't vote for your dumb ass. You know what I mean? Because you've done so many blatant things against the American people. You over here talking about you fighting for the freedom and democracy of the Libyan people. Motherfucker, we don't even have freedom and democracy in America, dog. You know what I mean? And it's through acts of war that you assholes passed the Patriot Act and shit. You know what I mean? So you guys can stop the hypocritical bullshit mantras you guys are running on MSNBC and CNN and Fox News and all that bullshit, man. Because, yo, this veil is very thin, dude. And I'm telling you, it's coming down, dude. The people are waking up and they're paying attention to shit like this, dude. And I'm telling you, if Obama gets voted back in, it's just a testament to the stupidity of America. So I'm telling y'all, dog, go out, watch the debate. I want you to learn something on foreign policy, man. Learn something about the constitutional war powers that Congress has, dude. And shouts out to the members of Congress who stood up for their authorization, you know what I mean, for their authority. Because if you guys didn't do that, dog, man, we would have probably just fucking started a revolution tomorrow, you know what I mean, on some real shit, dog. So, well, I don't know if we would have done that, but because, you know, there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out in America right now, but I'm just saying, man, shouts out to the ones who stood up. Big fuck yous to the ones who didn't. You know what I mean? The Constitution is who gives you your fucking power, dude. You know what I mean? And we, the people, are the ones who vote your ass in and give you the authority to take under the Constitution. And if you can't recognize your authority and your power comes from the Constitution, you need to get the fuck out of the halls of Congress, dude.